Hey guys, good morning and welcome to Ham Radio with K0PIR and my YouTube channel. Please click subscribe below for more videos. And this morning we're going to be setting up the Icom 7610 with BA1, the remote software from Icom. And the first thing we want to do is set up the 7610 so we can get connected. Let me go into the menu, set, connectors, and I'm going to show you what I have for the mod input. And the data off modulation is set to mic USB. Some of you might be using accessory mic, ACC. Data 1 modulation is USB, data 2 is mic USB, and the third one is LAN. But anyway, that's the way I got it set up, and we're going to be using LAN when we connect with BA1. Let me get out of there. I'm going to go to USB send and keying. And for USB send, it's USB 1. That is the USB 2 port on the back of the radio. Not to be confused with the USB 3 high-speed port that has a little blue piece of plastic in it. You don't want to be using that one. So it's USB 1 and A RTS. Now I use RTS. If you connect with software and your radio keys up as soon as you connect, then you must have RTS checked off in the software somewhere. USB keying CW, this is what I've got set up, DTR, and that's on the B port. Get out of there, and let's go down to CIV and have a look. Go to the top. See, I have unlinked from remote, and CIV baud rate is 19.2. CIV address is default. All these are default. Transceive needs to be on when we're using BA1. And then the CIV USB baud rate is 115.2. I have echo back on. Alright, let's exit out of there. And now let's go over to the network. And I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm not using DHCP, I'm using a static IP address, and I got my network IP from ipconfig on my computer. That's where I found out what my gateway is. I know what it is anyway, but you can find it there if you don't. And your DNS servers, you can find it there. I'll put a little insert here. Okay, if you want to take a look at your network, just type in CMD to bring up the command prompt. And at the command prompt, type in ipconfig/all. And if you take a look, you'll see the IPv4 address. That is this PC, so I'm not interfering with the radio. And then the default gateway, that's what we put in the radio. And then the DNS servers, that's what we put into the radio. When you do ipconfig, this is what it looks like. So I set an IP address of 30. Go down to the next page, my network name, just the work group. That's on my computer also. And I've got the power off setting. You can choose shutdown only or standby shutdown, and that's what I usually have it set to. So when I hit the power button, it gives me the option to go into standby. These control ports, serial port, audio port, the UDP, that's all the default. You want to tell it what type of internet access you have. Mine's cable. FTTH is fiber optic. You want to set up a network user, and the first one is my call sign and password, and that's the administrator. And you can go ahead and set up a second one if you want. Guess the password and not the administrator. And then of course the network radio name, Icom 7610. So when you power off, you'll see it gives me the option. I'm going to go ahead and hit shutdown. and then I'm going to power it back on. Make sure that we are connected to the network. I can go back into menu, set, and take a look at the time set. I've got this in another video, but if we go to date and time and we hit NTP time sync, it should sync up if we're connected to the network. There you go. Okay, and if we go back and we look at network again, got the IP, everything's in there, looks good. Now when I shut down, hit the power button, and I go into standby, you'll be able to see the flashing LED on the power button. So now I can connect with my remote control software. Let's go get that set up. Okay, I went ahead and uninstalled BA1 from my laptop to try to show you what it looks like when you install it. And that's just my recording software there. So what I'm going to do is put the CD-ROM in, and it will boot up, or at least prompt me to open up the CD. I'm going to select open the folder and go into BA1 folder, and there's the setup file. Just double click on it and it will start the installation. I'm going to go ahead and speed things up here and you'll see what it looks like. Okay, there are two parts to the software that it installs. One is the utility and the other is the RSBA remote control. So you'll have two programs, and you'll start the utility first and then the remote control software. This software only needs to be installed on your remote PC. So if you have a laptop, install it on there. You don't need to install it on the computer that's next to your Icom 7610. The 7610 already has the RSBA server software on it. So let me show you what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and update the RSBA1 software from the Icom website. On agree, it downloads, and then I can install it. So I installed the software off of the CD first, and then I went to the Icom website and I'm downloading the update. Okay, we've got everything updated. I'm going to move my icons over. The first one you want to open up is the utility. And I thought uninstalling it would remove my settings, but it didn't. So let me show you on the server list. I'm going to go over to the server tab. See, it's already set up. But it'll guide you through this if you just click the add button. It will walk you through. You just put in the IP address, username, and password. When I try it here, it tells me that it's already set up. But anyway, you type in the IP address, username, and password, and it gets set up for you. And that's what it looks like underneath properties. Go over to the next tab, and this is the radio. Click on settings, show you what that looks like. Choose a COM port from the drop down list, and if everything's set up, your radio's in standby mode, just click connect. tells you what the virtual port is. Show you what this looks like. I'm going to try to get it adjusted. And this is something I've had to play around with. Now we can go into the RSBA remote control software. And again, my settings were already in there, so I'm connected. Let me disconnect. Show you what this looks like. You have to set this up. Some people choose to have the radio shut down. I'm going to try to show you what the remote is, but I'm not able to select it there because it's grayed out. I have to be connected. Go down and take a look at the mic, but I got to be connected to do that. So I hit the connect button, it connects. There's my remote setting. It's the mic USB, just like in the radio. Now I'll go down and take a look at the mic set, and that's set to LAN. Click on remote, and I'm ready to go. Let me show you what shortcut I put in for the F1 key. I put in a transmit for the F1. That way I don't have to use my mouse. And I just tap the F1 key to transmit, tap it again to stop. And that seems to work pretty well with me. Now I made a contact here, and unfortunately I deleted the audio. But I did contact Earl on the Breakfast Club, and he said that my audio sounded okay. Wasn't like I normally sound, but then again I'm just using the mic on the laptop. You can see there's a lot of things you can change on the radio just through the remote software. Well, I haven't been using it very long, but I've made quite a few contacts with it, and people say that it sounds good. The microphone, I'm just using the laptop microphone, so it is not the best quality. I think I'll try to get something else, maybe a headset. But anyway, let me know how this works out for you. Make a comment below. If you got any questions, just post it below and I'll do my best to answer it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. 73 and good DX.